Hello, another great day at Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network with co-host Brittany Wise and Brian Wesley. How you doing, Mr. Brian?
I'm doing great, Doctor.
Miss Joyce is under the weather right now, and she'll be back with us next time. We have our cleaning expert, Miss
Connie Lawrence.
Miss Connie Lawrence. How you doing today?
I'm good.
Man, another great day on God's green earth, right?
Amen.
We're so happy to be here. I know that Miss Brittany has questions for Mr. Wesley.
Yep, Mr. Wesley, how you doing?
I'm
Feeling
doing
all right?
great. I'm feeling great.
Loosen up a little bit.
I'm trying to listen up.
Let's talk about Cryo Now.
Cryo Now.
What is Cryo Now? Tell everybody, what is Cryo Now?
Well, what is Cryo Now? Cryo Now is the name. It is what it's in the name. Cryo in the Greek means cold.
Okay.
So obviously we're using the cold to help your body feel better.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
Cryo Now is a wellness center. We offer cryotherapy, whole body cryotherapy, and basically when you get that cold, your blood starts to work to lower inflammation, swelling, soreness, and pain. But we also do compression therapy. We also do ozoning, which is through an ozone steam sauna. And then we also do massage therapy.
Okay.
We also spot cryos an area on your body. So Cryo Now is just a wellness center to help your body recover naturally. Getting away from medicine and things of that nature. We want to use a natural way to approach to any soft tissue injury.
Okay. So you use therapeutic techniques to heal the body?
Yeah, I like to say recover other than heal because,
Okay.
other than heal, I want to say recover your body because people may be hurt or in pain from working, or they're actually doing a physical thing like workout and playing sports. So, yeah,
Gotcha. So how did Cryo Now start?
Okay, so Cryo Now started. I'm a graduate of Texas A&M University. I played football for Texas A&M University.
Aggies.
I'm an Aggie.
Go Aggies.
Go Aggies, right? And I played football, and I played a little arena football as
Okay.
well. And then I went into teaching.
Okay.
And so year maybe 12, I made principal. So I was so proud of myself. I started back working out.
Proud of you too.
Yeah, man, and I got started working out, and I worked out so much I was hurting. I was hurting bad.
You was trying to go back to the football days.
My mind was in my football days, but my body said, hold on. And my good buddy, said, hey, man, go try cryotherapy.
Okay.
And I didn't know what it was at the time. So he sent me out to Highland Park. I went out there 3 days straight.
Okay.
And I was amazed at how my body was recovering. And on that day 3, it was gone. And I said, we need this in the South.
Yep.
And so when I said we need this in the South, I stopped being a principal, and we opened up Cryo Now, and we've been doing good. So that's how it all started, because I was hurt.
Okay. And it helps you. So
And
what
when I saw it help me, I was like, I'm a believer. And I
Okay.
knew what we had in the area, surrounding areas, and they would want it too.
Okay, awesome. So when did Cryo Now start?
Okay, yeah, so great follow-up question. Cryo Now started in 2014.
Okay.
So in 2014, that placed us now being here 21. We've been there 7 years, and we've helped over 10,000 people feel better.
Wow, awesome.
And so, with that said, it was a step of faith to jump out there and
Absolutely.
quit a full-time job and to step out and open a business. But it's been awesome through word of mouth that in our customer service and really our hours, we're available to people 24/7.
Oh, wow.
All you have to do is call and make an appointment, and we will service you. And so 2014 and being here to 21 still going is awesome.
All right, awesome. That's awesome. So how were you able to last so long in business?
I think to last so this long, 7 years, would be customer service.
Okay.
Customer service is huge. And I tell our other specialists that we brought on, I tell them #BLB, right?
Okay.
#B like Brian. because I mean it was just me those first 2 years. We were running it, and so. And you look at our reviews. If you go look at the reviews, 5 stars. We're on everything. And social media has helped as well. But I think when you're able to help someone feel better, they're going to go tell somebody else. And so when you're able to solve a problem, or solve an issue, they're going to go tell someone else. And especially if you make them feel like family, you connected with them. So I think the one big reason why we're still in business today is because of the customer service piece.
Okay. So I heard you mention that you went to, would you say Highland Hills?
Well, I went to Highland Park to do
Park.
it. So it was only in the north part of Dallas. You could have.
So now where is it? Where is it now?
So right now, Cryo Now is in Cedar Hill, Texas.
Okay.
So when I say Cedar Hill, you have to remember what's surrounding Cedar Hill. You have Duncanville.
Yeah.
You have Midlothian, Waxahachie. You have Oak Cliff. You have Pleasant Grove.
Right.
Absolutely.
And we get people from the north, downtown in the north, because, and people from out of town when they're coming in to play tournaments, because you have to remember, when they're calling around, the only place that says 24 hours or open, still open on that, when you go to look up for these type of services that we provide, it says Cryo Now. So what I would like to say is that, I want help, and I want people to know in the surrounding areas that we're there in the South. We're available to you 24/7. And so with that location being right there, I want to service more of those areas. I want to get the word out even more to where we're located.
Okay. So who is Cryo Now for? Tell everybody who is it for? What's the target individual?
When they ask me that, I say, hey, from 5 to 99.
Okay.
But you have to remember, we have our young athletes. They are pushing their bodies. And not only are they pushing their bodies, they're playing more than one sport.
Right.
Yes.
And more people, like our professional athletes, are showing our young athletes how to recover.
Right.
They're showing them, hey, LeBron James using $1 million a year on his body, and that's how he's able to last. So when we get that little 5-year-old from elementary to high school, and they're running so many games, so many tournaments, yes, their legs, hips, and arms need compression for the soreness and the lactic acid built up, and their flexibility and mobility. They need compression. And then when you finish with compression for those 30 minutes, they need to get the whole body cryotherapy. And then on those tough days, you want to throw in the ozone steam sauna and massage and spa. So what I'm saying, who's it for? We have an audience from 5 to high school that they come regular, right?
Okay.
Then you have those athletes who run marathons. You have the weekend warrior, or the person that's just workout as a lifestyle, and they're getting older, and they need to find more ways to recover, because it's just a bath and Epsom salt just not doing it anymore.
So Cryo Now will help you now. How sweet it is!
And that is the same. When we answer the phone, we say, Cryo Now, how can I help you feel better today?
I love it.
Yes.
All right.
We're gonna switch over here to our cleaning expert and more, Miss Connie. Miss Connie, let's talk about your business intro. Explain more about your business.
So the name of our company is Way to Clean. We are a small family-owned cleaning service. We're located in Louisville, and we service residential and small commercial, small office clients. We also have a couple of other services as well. We do carpet cleaning, window cleaning. We also do organizing and declutter. If you need someone to help you pack when you're moving, we actually offer that service as well. So just a couple of the other things that we offer within that.
What made you start?
So my story kind of sounds like anyone else who lost their corporate job, and they had to figure it out. Unemployment is only going to take you so long. my mom, so I have children. I have two. You have to be able to feed them and feed yourself. You know, you have
kids.
all of that stuff is still coming regardless if you have a job or not. So I had to kind of figure it out. So I was pretty much on unemployment probably a couple of months, and toward the end of it, it was around the beginning of the year, I've always had little side things going, I guess if you want to call it, while I was working in the corporate world. Braiding hair is one of them, and also cleaning. I did part-time, just kind of finding stuff on Craigslist or something, you know, someone was doing. So that's kind of how that started. I just already had a niche for it. I'm a very somewhat neat person, and so it kind of goes with whatever I was already doing, and it just seemed like a really good opportunity for me, and not really too expensive to getting started.
Well, let's talk about business strategies. What sets your business apart? What's your niche?
So my niche has kind of formed itself. Initially, I just started out with just doing mostly residential homes in the area, move out cleans, you know, just regular cleanings. I started doing more Airbnb type properties, which is kind of similar to just hotel cleaning, and that I found I was really good at doing. I had gotten several customers and things were going really well with that aspect of it. So I would say that was probably my niche, is doing Airbnb properties, as well as probably doing like move out cleans and things like that. Being able to service another business is kind of how I look at it with the Airbnbs, as a business to business. You kind of have to be on your P's and Q's, as you know, dealing with another business as opposed to dealing with just someone in their household. And so I got where I handled like some property management for some of the customers I had. I had added in a little bit of aspects where I was going by when, you know, customers were there. So for that, I kind of developed more of a strategy as to how to approach those type of cleanings and things.
What changes or adjustments to business due to the pandemic?
So the pandemic's shut down a lot. As for everyone, you know, people are really cautious about having you in their homes and things like that. And of course, they don't want to spread, or I don't want to spread anything to anyone either if I'm infected. But so a couple of things that we were already doing, obviously, we're using gloves, making sure we go in with our mask on if someone is home, making sure everything in the home is disinfected and touched and sanitized is a huge thing now. With cleaning. So with that, you know, kind of had to bump up some of the supplies we're using, maybe even upgrade some of the things we were using. At one point I had looked at a machine that does like the ventilation and things for some homes. So I really had to kind of tighten up on that, as well as, you know, a lot of people will call and ask, you know, are you vaccinated now, or do you need to wear a mask? And, you know, you have to take your time, or I had to take my time and address those concerns when someone calls and make sure that they feel comfortable with us coming in their home.
Well, let's talk about being because we're entrepreneurial dads and entrepreneurial moms, right? So let's talk about entrepreneurial moms. So let's talk about family.
Okay, so I have 2 kids. I have a son and a daughter. My daughter actually just started kindergarten today, so it's a big day for us.
That's awesome.
And my son started, he's a junior this year, so he's almost out of there. One going in and one going out. But those are pretty much, you know, those are your priority when you become a parent. For me, I try to make sure that whatever I'm doing, it doesn't interfere with anything that they have going on. So I try to plan everything I do. And for me, working for myself was the obvious answer, you know. My son has sports activities involved in and things like that. I want to be able to go to things like that without having to ask someone, hey, can I get off? Or, you know, my child is sick, I need to take off. Being an entrepreneur, you can go ahead and just make the decision for yourself to go ahead and, you know, take the priority, as opposed to asking someone, is this your priority?
How you navigate pandemic and being an EM?
An entrepreneurial mom.
All I need to do is add the T. EMT. Like, what the hell is, she's not an EMT. No, EM. Huh? An entrepreneurial mom, for everyone that don't know what EM is.
Right, a new term. It's been really difficult, I will admit. At first, you know, everybody is kind of like, especially with the kids. My kids were virtual all year long, so especially when they first got out back in May or something last year, or March. they stayed at home with me the whole time. So with that being said, you know, you turned into a teacher, you know, as well as the other things you already had going. So really had to prioritize as well as organize. A lot of organization and making sure, you know, time management was huge for me, because I still had to go outside of the home, but I still had to maintain, you know, making sure they did what they did as well. So it was a struggle a little bit. I didn't do it by myself, so that helped a little as well.
Sweet. I know Miss Brittany has some questions for me about some courses.
Yeah, but before I'm gonna give a shout out to my mother.
Okay.
Who turned 70 yesterday.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yay. And you said 70 more years. You think I read it, huh? I read it.
70 more years. Yeah, she said she gonna kick the door in last year.
Oh,
so
man.
she kicked the door in to 70. She's still working, driving.
That's
like my
cool.
mom is.
That is a
It's
blessing.
hard to keep up with her. Like
I love it, man.
she's a pistol for real.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get to dent repair courses. I know you got a myriad of courses, Dr. James.
I do.
But let's talk about your dent repair course. How much is the course and how long is it?
So, dent repair. This is paintless dent repair, which is a skill that it can be life changing, right? So normally, if you go to college, it's 20-some thousand. If you go to some maybe, you know, maybe like a technical school, is 10,000. But this dent repair course, if a person pays up front, is only $29.97. That's $2,997. And if someone needs to pay notes, you just add $100.
Okay.
And how long is it? Depends on the person. It could be 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. It all depends on how they're learning.
Okay. So you've been doing dent repair for how long?
22 years.
Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's your mainstay.
That's one of the things.
Like, I know you got 25 different jobs. That's okay though. So let's talk about cell phone apps, because that's one of your other myriad of businesses, because you're a one-stop shop.
One-stop shop, baby.
How does it work? How much is it? How, like, for your cell phone apps?
So the cell phone apps, so everyone has a smartphone. So when you're able to put a cell app on your phone to make money, now typically cell phone apps help you make money as far as small money, $50 here, $75 there, $100, you know, but who doesn't need a little extra money, right? Rich people want an extra $20,
right?
So how come we can't? So again, now that course would be a lesser course. Each app, I wouldn't charge a person, but only $75, because that app you can have for the rest of your life, each app.
Okay. Now, cell phone funnels, which is different from cell phone apps.
Right.
How do they work and how much do they cost?
So cell phone funnel is for obviously when I talk about funnel, sometimes depends on what you're talking about. When we talk about the face-to-face funnel, it's just saying certain things to people to get their phone number. It's always about getting a phone number. So when you get to the online funnel, it's about getting a phone number just online. So when we talk about the cell phone funnel, this is for people that like to text. So you're able to send texts, and the goal is to get them to engage a certain way until you, and now this is really not about getting their phone number, because you have their number. It's about getting an action, an action toward whatever you're trying to get. So so those funnels are organic, because to put something online like a ClickFunnels, that is going to cost you a few thousand. It's going to cost you over $100 per month. So does it work? Well, yeah, but even if you put it online, you have to do certain things to make it work. So these funnels are made organically, meaning it doesn't cost nothing like that. It's not normally a monthly fee. You know, it's a one-time small fee to learn how to do it organically, meaning do it yourself. And that way you can get the phone numbers to be able to have your team or you or whatever make those calls to try to make it work.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, so having said that, you know, I want to move on to Miss Brittany now.
Okay.
So Miss Brittany, let's talk about motivation.
Motivation. Okay.
What is motivation? And how do you find it?
Well, motivation basically to me is a reason to do anything.
Right.
So whatever it is that you're doing, you usually have a motive behind it.
Right.
Whether it's, you know, getting 8 hours of sleep, or, you know, I'm gonna go eat this healthy meal, or, you know, what have you. All of that is what is your motivation to do it.
Right. Well, before we, what's your motivation, Mr. Brian?
Well, Dr. James, my motivation is the goal of financially freedom.
I love that.
Where you don't have to work for money, your money works for you.
I love that.
And so when that's your motivation, in the beginning you try to do everything.
Right.
You try to find what is that one thing you're going to be able to do that with.
Right.
So, but then you also have the other motivation of your family,
right,
your children, your spouse, and by the grace of God, He works with you to think this thing through,
right,
to get that idea,
absolutely,
to get that push, to get that motivation.
I love it.
To happen.
I love it. Let's talk about focus.
Okay.
Is focusing important in business?
Yeah, it's extremely important. Oftentimes we get sidetracked with day-to-day living. We get sidetracked with for me, my younger days, I was always chasing the carrot, as I call it. Or I'm doing this over here and I got a new idea. Okay, I'm gonna jump over here and do this.
Right.
Like there's no focus whatsoever. I'm just all over the place,
right,
and I get distracted easily. So in business, focus is extremely important because that's what keeps your motivation intact. That's what keeps you persevering to move forward, because it's easy to get caught in the whirlwind of life and everything going on around you. So-and-so call you, you start doing one thing and then so-and-so call and they want to talk for 25 minutes and then next thing you know, it's 2 hours gone. It's easy to get distracted. So it is important to have focus in business.
How do you focus, Ms. Connie?
It's an act of I would say a miracle sometimes. I have like I said, a kindergartner. So for the most part, I like to be able to kind of have some music on and I can think that way. Even when I'm out working, if I'm working in someone's home, I'll put on headphones and I'll listen to like a podcast or like some music that has nothing in it, and it kind of helps me focus on what I'm doing more. I like to also be able to work with my hands to kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I'm a little bit weird. I like to be able to move and my mind feels like it can do the same thing, if that makes any sense to you. So for me, I guess focusing is more so just being able to have my mind on something but doing something at the same time. It lets me kind of think a little bit clearer, I should say.
It's okay to be weird, Ms. Connie.
It is.
It's okay to be weird.
I'm exactly with you on that.
Yeah, I think there's so many
chaos,
ideas when I'm just doing something else and you kind of just spaced out a little bit in your own head. I come up with a lot of stuff that way.
Yeah.
Ms. Brittany, can focus be organized?
Absolutely. So for me, I have multiple businesses. I have a talent agency. I have a business consulting firm. I have a nonprofit with the Curvy Queens of Dallas, and then I also help, since I'm a consultant, I help other people's businesses get to where they're trying to get to.
Right.
So it sounds like, I got a radio show, a TV show, and when I tell people, oh, what do you do? And I start going through the list of everything, like, dang, how do you do all that?
Right.
So I really had to sit down and think about, how do I really get all of this done? And it really is organized focus. Like, it's really just, okay, I sit and I make a to-do list. Okay, what do I want to get done in Premier Lighthouse? That's my talent agency this week. What do I need to get done with my consulting firm this week? And I literally just go through and I check off, and then there's the phone call that, hey, can you write this contract real quick? Okay, let me go ahead and knock that out real quick. Because if I put it on the to-do list, it might be a week or two before I get to it. So sometimes if I can knock it out real quick, I get it done. And that's really how you organize your focus. And it's like, okay, I got this, and this. And then somewhere in there, the kids, like, first day of school.
Right.
Let me go ahead and start planning now. I got the school supplies. Okay, your backpack is here. It's a lot. It really is a lot, especially for entrepreneurs. When you first starting out, you're trying to do everything yourself. Every 500, I always tell people, the 500, Fortune 500 companies, all the different departments they have a customer service department. They got the IT department. They got all these different departments that they have multiple people that work for.
Right.
An entrepreneur is doing all of that when they first start out. So if some people go, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur. Well, do you really know how much work is truly involved in the beginning?
Right.
You see the $1 billion companies, but the person that started it, they were doing everything. The accounting department, it's like, okay, how do I look at accounting expense reports?
Right.
It's a lot. So yeah, you got to organize your focus for sure.
Well, I think you absolutely need laser focus. Kind of what Mr. Brian said earlier. He said how when he first started, he did everything.
Right.
And like you just said, an entrepreneur has to have that mindset, because some businesses can't still hire people and they have to still do it themselves.
Right.
You know, growth may not always be having a lot of people on staff. You may have to do it yourself. So like I help a lot of businesses get into business, and some can grow like that, and some may have to stay with the one person thing, but it doesn't matter. Even though it's better to grow, but if you can live and pay bills and put money in your bank from your business, that's a great thing.
Right.
So focus, I like to add a word right before that you've heard me say a lot, and that's laser focus.
Yep.
You know, I love that word because you have to have laser focus. Stuff can't really distract you. Meaning, if you're able to do 10 things at once, that's a talent. Most people can do one thing, two things, maybe three. But if you can get over 4 and more, you're talented. You know, now having said that, everybody now that heard that, oh, I'm that way, everybody's saying that it's not true. Everybody's not that way.
You gotta get it done. That's the key word.
So the key is, if you're that way, then that's great. But if you're not, can you build that? Yes. But with some of the techniques we've talked about earlier in life, and I have to send you something. I think I might have sent it to you. I know I sent you the power of techniques, and so those techniques help you help hone in on your senses, focus, smell, taste, you know, all the senses, and then helps you put it out there all at once. And so when you do that, believe it or not, you're exercising your brain like you're exercising the muscles.
Right.
Like I try to hit the weights and I try to go run and all that kind of stuff. And but the brain, people don't think about this part.
Right.
And how do you exercise it? Don't nobody think about it. So you need to do those little things. It helps you get smarter, raises your IQ. But having said that, we're at the end of our show. But I do want to say, anyone that uses Cryo Now, Brittany's talent agency, or Way to Clean, Have Rated, and everything else that we do on this panel, you use us at least twice, or you spend over $200 with us, we're going to give you a $200 gift card. And that is for every business here on the panel. Anyone uses us twice or spend over $200 with us, they're getting a $200 gift card and more, because we want to take care of our customers.
Yep.
So anybody want to get in touch with Way to Clean, they need to call what?
940-300-0825, or you can also find me online at www.ways2andclean.com.
And say that phone number again.
940-300-0825.
All right, and you want to go to Cryo Now, you want to call?
Just call 972-291-1000. Again, that's 972-291-1000. And on all social media platforms, just Cryo Now.
And Miss Brittany, you want to call?
214-774-7503. And I got a myriad of businesses, so it's just best to visit BrittanyWise.com.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is.
I love it, man. This was a great show. Thank you guys for tuning in. And we're going to see y'all next show on the flip side. Thank you for tuning in to Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. Say bye, y'all.
Bye.